So my captain, when I was in narcotics, called me, and he was a major in charge of homicide by that time. And he said, I want to bring you up to homicide. I said, I don't know anything about homicide. He said, well, you know about scene investigations because you work bombings. I said, yeah. He said, but what I need somebody to build the morale up here and to develop lines of communications to other agencies because we've lost it. And that I had, because by that time I was already an instructor for DEA. I had gone to all these schools. The DEA had gone through. I had taught DEA schools, so I had made connections with guys, with you know other officers in many departments across the nation. Plus, I had my contacts with customs. Plus, I had my contacts with the FBI. I was part of the first terrorist task force in 1975. So I said, okay. So I went up to homicide, and we started working. And then in 1980, there was an article that came out in Time magazine called Paradise Lost. And that article had to do with the violence that was going on in Miami, the sensational murders that were taking place as a result of the cocaine wars. And in the end, it actually was, we found out that it was not even a war. It was just one person, one woman, Griselda Blanco, was the person responsible for 90% of these homicides. So the problem that we faced was that a homicide in Colombia caused a homicide in Queens, New York, which caused a homicide in Miami-Dade County, which caused a homicide in Los Angeles. And then it went all the way around it again. So homicide investigators are reactive. Somebody gets killed, they get dispatched to a location, the dead body's there, and they start the investigation. Reactive. So that was one problem. The other problem was that no one was communicating. All these homicides were related, and no one was communicating. So I put together a concept. I wrote a paper, and I took it to Washington, and I met with Peter Bensinger, who was then the director of the agency, and he approved the concept and named it CENTAC 26. He put it under the CENTAC program, and we created a CENTAC. It was great for us as police officers and for a local police department because when I came back, my major asked me, what's the budget? I said, zero budget. Zero budget. We ask, we get. And it was great. You know, we needed cars. We got rental cars. We needed radios. We got radios. We needed computers. We got computers. We needed the analysts for the computers. And then it went and we brought in people from Queens Homicide, from New York State Police. We brought people from Los Angeles Homicide. We brought people from all over the United States and people from Bogota, the cocaine desk in Washington, and the people in Bogota in the embassy. So if a homicide happened anywhere, all that information would come to us. It would be put into a computer, would be massaged, and boom, back to the people who were working that homicide at that time. So then we started to realize that we were dealing with a huge organization, but it was mainly one organization, okay? And that was Griselda Blanco's organization. So we were very fortunate in that CENTAC 26 went operational, and then we started being proactive. We went from reactive to proactive. We developed a list of 20 targets. And we went out the first week that we went operational on Monday. We started looking for that target. We found him on Monday. We got into a shootout with him on Monday. He got away with us that Monday. We continue trying to locate him. We located him again on Wednesday. We got into another shootout with him on Wednesday, but we nailed him. And at that time, we thought, this a pretty bad guy. We got him on a double homicide in Miami-Dade. He's suspected of another 20 or 29 homicides. And then we came to find out at the end, as we were working these other cases, that there were Griselda had been there that had 120 hits, 200 hits, 100. I mean, it was incredible, incredible.